guys went from Slovenia to Croatia, right?
Yes.
So this was what, day three? Day three of
Yes.
the. Yeah.
So basically, on day three, we went from Ljubljana to Split. So now you can go to Zagreb also, but as I had mentioned earlier, Zagreb is like not that touristy. There are very few tourist attractions. So we did a journey from Ljubljana to Split. Split is a coastal city of Croatia, and actually speaking, Ljubljana to Split is a very long journey. So basically, we had to change our bus at Zagreb bus station. Ljubljana to Zagreb was around about 2 hours in the morning. We took a morning bus, 7 a.m., 7:15 a.m. bus. So it took 2 hours from Ljubljana to Split. We reached around 9:15, and within next 45 minutes, we had our second bus to Split from Zagreb to Split. Now that was, I think, around about 5 hours journey, 5.5 hours journey. So it's a pretty long journey. I think the distance would be anywhere around 250 to 300 kilometers, if I am not wrong, around 300 kilometers.
So just a few questions over here. So are the so you booked this buses when like a day before during the trip or like 2 months back?
I know I booked this buses, I think so, just 1 week before the trip. We started the trip after the visa, because I think the bus bookings is not totally refundable. It's like 50% or 40% something like that. So in which ways you usually get a ticket. And since October, like I said, is a shoulder
It's
season,
not
so
a
it
peak
has its
season.
benefits. Yeah. Maybe in July or August, you might have to book a little bit in advance, maybe 1 month in advance, because due to rush, you might not get a ticket at last hour.
So another question is, you took a bus to travel from Ljubljana to Split. So
Split.
are there any flights between the two locations, and how does it compare in terms of cost, like a bus or a flight? What is more convenient or what is more cheaper in that sense?
Actually speaking, that in all, it doesn't save much of your time, because again, the same thing, you will go by bus or train from Ljubljana to Zagreb. From Ljubljana to Zagreb, nobody will take a flight, because it's hardly 2 to 2.5 hours by both bus and train. So you'll go by bus and train. Both bus and train stations are again at the heart of the city of Zagreb, city center. So if you want to take a flight to Split, you will have to go to the airport. It will take another your 1 hour, and you have to reach
Correct,
at least
correct.
45 minutes. Yeah, so it
See,
doesn't make much sense. Plus, money wise, there is a lot of difference, I think so. Flight from Zagreb to Split was, if I remember correctly, at that time it was around 3,500 or 4,000 with check-in luggage. Without check-in luggage, it was a little bit cheaper. But of course, we'll have bags. So with check-in luggage, it was around 4,000 or something, 4,000 something, and bus was around 2,800 or 2,000 rupees bus ticket. So it was
okay.
double or more than double, maybe a little bit.
So, right. So you reached Split, and so what was your then plan in Split? For how many days you spent, and what all you covered in Split?
So we stayed in Split for 3 nights, and that particular day when we reached Split, it was almost evening. So we just checked in into our Airbnb apartments, and then we checked in our apartment around 3:45, 4. Again, the bus station was quite nearby, Cornwallis, because it was city center. And that day, I think we just relaxed. We took a tour on the Split Promenade. As I said, just strolling on the streets, walking on the streets of the European cities itself is one of the major attractions. So I like it basically, me and my wife. So we just took a stroll, and then at that time we actually went to 2, 3 like tourist offices, because we had to cover two major tourist attractions in Split, for which people do come to Split. So to book those things, to book those tours, 1 day tours, we just went around two, three shops.
बरोबर.
So day two, like I said, we had two options, two day tours basically. One is to Plitvice Lakes National Park, and second major attraction in Split is Five Island tour along with Blue Cave. Now Blue Cave is very unique. There are only two blue caves, and they can be only accessed through sea waters. So it is like in middle of ocean, in middle of nowhere. Okay, so there are and there are two basically blue caves. One is in Croatia and second is in Italy. Only two major blue caves in Europe. So it is a really worth not missing place. But just to give a background, you will have to choose wisely. So going to Blue Cave depends on the climate. So if the climate is not good, if it is there is rain prediction, if it rains, the Blue Cave tours will be cancelled because, like I said, it's in the middle of ocean. So if the water level is high, or if the climate, if there is a lot of wind, rain, your tour can get cancelled. So the first thing which we did is on day one when we reached to Split, like I mentioned, we went to two, three tourist offices, and then we got an cost estimate of the both these tours, and they have the weather predictions with them. So they will suggest you, okay, try to do the Blue Cave tour tomorrow along with the five islands. Tomorrow, because tomorrow is the prediction is good. It's going to be sunny, less windy, so the chances that you will be able to cover the Blue Cave are more. So if they say that, then grab that opportunity and go for the Blue Cave on the first day. In our case, the climate predictions were pretty much sunny, bright, and less windy for next 3 4 days. So we had a choice, to cover the Blue Cave tour on second day or third day. So that's why we chose to cover Plitvice Lakes National Park on day two, and then Blue Cave and Five Island tour on day three. But
Okay.
someone might not have, and that's the another reason you should have 2 full days, two
Correct.
proper full days in Split. Because if the climate is not good on day one, then you can still try the Blue Cave tour on day two. And if at all the tour gets cancelled due to climatic conditions, the tourist people, the organizers, they refund you the money. So
Okay.
that was the reason. So we chose on second day, we went to Plitvice Lakes National Park. This is a huge national park. It is not like a bird or animal sanctuary. Basically, it is filled with flora and fauna, rich flora and fauna, very enriching, very good air. And just to mention, it is a proper hike over there again. Expect that you will almost hike or walk for round about 7 to 8 kilometers easily in that day, or even more than that, maybe a kilometer. So, but it's totally worth the way they have maintained it. There's nothing like that. Also, it has, I think, round about, I don't remember the figure, but more than 20 waterfalls, so 20, 25 waterfalls.
Oh,
Where do you
nice.
get so many waterfalls in one place, in one park? That too. And there are some, I think, 5 to 6 different trails you can follow and cover the park. It's so huge. It is spread across acres and acres of land. The waterfalls, some of the waterfalls are really huge. If you just Google about it, you will get a lot of things. The whole park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so it comes under directly into UNESCO's purview. Now, coming to how you reach or how you do the tour, I think here you will need some support from local tourist, organizations. Now you can book the tour online via Get Your Guide, via Tour or Klook. These are the three platforms which I know
Correct.
popularly. There could be another one as well, but these are the prominent ones. And you can book from there. They will have their meeting point. You will have to reach at the meeting point early in the morning, and then they'll have a bus. It will be on shared
Mhm.
basis. They will take you to the park, and then it's like a 4 or 5 hours tour in the park. There is one tip for this type of attractions. If you pay over there in cash in euros, they will reduce your amount slightly. If you tell them, I want to swipe the card or make online payment or something, then You
I had
won't
a
get that
similar
discount.
experience in Turkey
Yeah.
also. The
Yes.
local tours, if you pay in cash over there, they offer some discount.
I offer some discount, correct. And the amount which they were offering, if you pay it online, was exactly similar to what it was on Get Your Guide or Vector. So we did the cash payment and booked our tour. On day two, we had to start early. You will have to start your day at 6 a.m. in the morning. The meeting time was somewhere around 6:15, 6:30. It was a joint, it was shared tour. It was a proper huge bus, very comfortable bus. And it takes around 3 hours to reach that destination. Uh, One benefit of booking with these tours is that you won't have to stand in queue, for tickets
Right.
because uh, now any which ways it was a shoulder season, so there was not much queue. But in July and August, what I heard from our guide over there, and there is a guide as well for the whole tour, so it will be guided too. You don't have to worry which trail to take and which route to follow because it's pretty confusing. It's a huge park. They give you the maps, but it's very difficult to figure out which trail would be the best one because there is one biggest waterfall. They call it as the giant lip or something. I forgot the name, but big lip or giant lip. So how to reach to that particular point? You have to be very wise because you have limited time, your day, 5 hours. So doing it on your own could be a little bit difficult. So it's better you take this guided tour, online or offline, whichever way you want, but take it. And like it's like I said, we start early. You reach there around 10:30, 11, where they give you one break for washroom and tea, coffee in between. Eating things, you can carry stuff to eat inside the park. You can buy it somewhere in Split only near the meeting point. There are some breakfast places which open pretty early at 5:36 a.m. in the morning. There is a excellent place on Split Promenade called as Bobby's, and which I remember, and the name which I remember. It opens pretty early around 5:36, so you can grab some sandwiches or roll. They serve very good rolls and sandwiches, and you can take it over there because your lunch would be pretty late on that day. And then after 3:15, when you leave, they will stop somewhere in between at a restaurant on the highway, very near to the park, next 15 minutes, where you can have the lunch. So your lunch will be almost at 3:34. It will be a late lunch. Hmm. Probably you will back in Split by evening 7:30, 8 p.m. After doing the trip.
Okay. Okay. So one is the national park, and then the next day you covered the Blue Caves, right?
Yes. So just on national park, I would like to add one good tip which I understood over there. Like I said, the national park is between Zagreb and Split. So Zagreb is at the north. You can just imagine this. Uh, National Park is somewhere in the center, and Split is towards the south of Croatia. If you look at the Croatia's map, now, as I said, you'll come from Zagreb to Split. Okay, so from north to south, and for the park, the next day, the tour, you will again go towards the center. So you are traveling the whole distance and then going halfway back. Okay,
Yeah.
so or let's say if you do this activity from Zagreb, you can do this same activity, same day tour from Zagreb as well. So there are tours starting from Zagreb as well, like they are from Split. So again, from Zagreb, it is close to 2.5 hours drive. There is not much of a difference. From here, it is Split is 3 hours, 3 hours 15 minutes something, and Zagreb it's 2 hours 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just a difference of 30 40 minutes. So both the sides it will be same thing. You cover and then go back. Now, when we did book this particular tour from the local tourist agency in Split, we understood that they have a tour where it starts from vice versa as well. Okay, it starts from Zagreb. So basically, you start early in the morning at 6 a.m. from Zagreb. You go to Plitvice along with your luggage. You can carry your check-in bag bags and your cabin bags. So you can carry your bags. You can go along with it. Then at 6:30, you start from Zagreb. You come to the national park. You do the tour of national park for again 3 4 hours. Everything. in that time, the drivers, they will exchange the luggage. Basically, you save your travel time, you save the day, you use the
Right.
day to the best, which we didn't knew, because I didn't had that kind of information searching online. But someone
Correct.
who is really going to go to Croatia, this is my strong advice: do that. You will save your day,
Correct.
unnecessary
Correct.
traveling. And then when you cover the park, you will go to Split. So you'll go to different bus
Correct.
to Split. And it goes
Correct.
vice versa also. If someone wants to do exactly
Correct.
opposite, it will be exactly opposite for them.
But that would require, I guess, booking the buses from the same travel agency, right? Or do they exchange
Yeah,
bags
see,
between different travel
see, that's
agencies also?
yeah, it's the same travel agency. So they do it on daily
Yeah.
basis.
Correct. Correct. So, but if one is booking prior to the trip, right, a week before the buses, they should ensure that the buses should be booked. Or
They don't
how
have
does one
no, no,
book?
no, they don't have to book individual buses. It's a part of the tour.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
totally part of tour.
Understand.
Okay, so
Okay.
you tell them that this is, they will, or you tell them, you ask them that do you have this arrangement? If they have, they tell, okay, you can have. Maybe there will be some 10,
Understood.
20 euros extra for it, but that's okay. This is a very
Correct.
convenient tour.
Right. Moving on, I guess next day is the day of the magical blue caves, right? So that is something which I came to know about when you first shared photos of the trip on our WhatsApp group, right? So take us through the trip.
So here I will like to again mention one incident which happened with us. Um, what happened is on day two, when we were coming back from Plitvice Lakes National Park, we were in bus. It was around 6:37, and we had booked the Blue Cave tour also with the same tour agency. They called us telling that would you mind shifting your Blue Cave tour to day after tomorrow? I asked why. So they gave me reason that the climatic conditions are expected to be better on day after tomorrow rather than tomorrow. Okay, so I was bit this was a bit fishy, because the previous day, on day one, when we went to a couple of tour agencies, all of them told us that next 3 4 days it's going to be it is expected it will be a bright, sunny, and excellent climate for Blue Cave. So you can do it anytime next 3 4 days. And then all of a sudden, this tour agency is calling us and telling us that there is we are expecting not a very good climate tomorrow, and day after tomorrow would be better. So, anyways, but again, I said no. We actually have planned our journey from Split to our next city, Dubrovnik, on day after tomorrow. So they said okay, and again in 5 minutes they called us and told us that we are canceling the tour. You can take the refund, or if you want, you can book it for day after tomorrow. So I said no, I will take the refund. And now the case, what would have happened is something that they were not able to fill in all the seats. See, now for
Okay.
Blue Cave tour also, Blue Cave and 5 Island tour, they at least need 6 7 people in a speedboat. So they might not have got that many people, 6 7 people, and that's why they just bluffed was that
Okay.
the climatic conditions are not. So I had to go there. I went to the office. We took the refund, and then we went to other travel agencies office over there. I tried to see if I can get something on Get Your Guide at that time, but by that time Get Your Guide was almost full. We didn't had any tour left, so we had to go to another travel agency office, and then we booked it from there. We asked them that this same thing, that is the climate expected a bit harsh tomorrow, windy tomorrow. Again, we checked across 2 3 travel agencies, couple of travel agencies. All of them told that no, tomorrow we are expecting a very calm climate. So we got it done from other travel agencies, and the next day again you have to start early at around 7:30 or something. They will call you again to the meeting point over there. They will take you in a speedboat to Blue Cave. Now, here, one thing to mention: whoever has the problem of seasickness, please make sure you pop up one or two pills, because it is going to be a very fast and bumpy ride. And the speedboats, they operate the speedboat at a immensely fast speed, because they have to, because the Blue Cave is quite far away from the mainland, the mainland of Croatia. Okay, so by speedboat it was almost 2 hours. So it took almost 2 hours to go to island, where they will transfer you into a different boat, like I said, a very small boat.
Right.
So you will go there with the pilot, there will be a guide who will take care of all tickets and everything. So Blue Cave also has a ticket, and the cost which this travel agencies will tell you will be most of the times it will be along with the ticket. Total time of the tour would be 20-25 minutes, but the experience is amazing. I'm pretty sure you have not seen anything like that in your lifetime. Since I hadn't witnessed that. It's a totally natural phenomenon. So the phenomenon is like the sunlight passes through a very small slit in the rocks. There's a cave inside, and it passes through that small slit. The sunlight pass, and when it enters inside the cave, it goes through the water and it reflects from the seabed. The seabed is of limestone. So basically, that area, the seabed, the many patches of the seabed are of limestone. So the light reflects in such a way from that limestone that the whole cave is illuminated in blue color. Like sometime you first when you enter, you might feel someone has actually put up a light, a blue light or something, but it's totally due to this amazing, miraculous phenomenon. So very, very well, very worth spot. Once you cover the Blue Cave, you complete the tour of Blue Cave. You come back to that small station or port of Blue Cave. Then you get into your speedboat and you go for the next island. So the two, three islands which they cover. And yeah, swimming enthusiast, this is like a paradise for all the swimming enthusiasts because they will take to one particular island. I think so. There's a Blue Lagoon and Bisovo. I think Blue Lagoon is the place. Blue Lagoon is a place where it's like they will stop the boat in between, and you can
Mhm.
actually jump into the water. Okay.
Okay.
Also, there is some cliff jumping which people can try, but I think due to shoulder season, the cliff jumping area was closed, so people had to jump from the from the boat itself. So whoever knows how to swim, it's like the most amazing experience you can have. It's a crystal clear blue water, and you can swim for almost 15-20 minutes, half an hour. They wait there for almost for half an hour at least. So now there are two, three islands. There is one Bisovo Island, and another one is Hvar Island, which they will take. Every island you will get almost 1 or 2 hours to explore the place, explore the island, and at the end of the tour, they will take you back to Split. So the whole tour is like will take again easily around 7 to 8 hours. So you start at 8:30 in the morning, and you come back around 4:30 or 5 in the evening.
The national park and Blue Caves, right? So the 2 day tours in 2 days in Split. So are there any other things you covered in Split, or you moved on to a next destination, I mean Dubrovnik?
Yeah, so on fourth day we covered Diocletian Palace, which I mentioned. Again, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But
Okay.
you can cover that pretty much in 1 or 2 hours. We did the same thing. We just took a tour. We didn't buy any tickets to enter a particular areas of the palace because the tickets are quite expensive. And on the fourth day, during daytime, there was a lot of rush inside the palace. So we just
Okay.
took a stroll. We just went over the palace, and then we just took some photos, and we covered the whole palace within one 90 minutes, 60 to 90
Okay.
minutes. And from there, we had a bus to Dubrovnik at around 12:30. So we had to complete the palace and everything till that time, and we then started our journey to Dubrovnik.
Okay.
Again, now Split to Dubrovnik is a long journey. Nearly 4 to 5 hours. One can take a flight also in this case if they wish to. Uh, the flight is I think 1 hour, and there is a third option also. You can go by ferry also. They have very
Okay.
good ferries from Port of Split to Port of Dubrovnik, and ferries also would roughly take around 4 to 5 hours, like similar to bus. So
Okay.
it doesn't make any difference, but bus is a cheaper option as compared to ferry. Ferry tickets will be around 4 to 4.5 thousand rupees INR. Bus ticket will be half of that. 2,000 to 2,200.
Okay.
So that is
So
how I think we reached at in Dubrovnik by around 5:30 in the evening, around 5 p.m. in the evening.
okay. And how long was the stay in Dubrovnik? You stayed in Dubrovnik for.
We stayed in Dubrovnik for 2 nights
Okay.
again. So this was the day one when we arrived in Dubrovnik,
Yeah.
like our day four in Croatia. Evening time, we just checked into our Airbnb and then we just relaxed and then we went to the old town. Now, Dubrovnik's major attraction is its old town. It's the place where the Game of Thrones was shot. It is the King's Landing. People who have seen Game of Thrones, it has been a major shooting location of King's Landing for most of the time in the 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, 7, 8 seasons. Dubrovnik has been the place where the shots of King's Landing have been taken. Most of the shots of King's Landing have been taken. So everything to do, whatever is there in Dubrovnik, most of the things are in the old town. So you have churches, cathedrals, fortress, and everything to explore in the old town. So we went over there in Old Town, had a dinner in Indian restaurant. There's Indian restaurant. There is only one Indian restaurant in Dubrovnik where we had Indian dinner.
And so next day you covered Dubrovnik. So what was the plan? You would had again a date a tour package booked for the same, or it was ad hoc?
So there is a day pass which you can buy online, or you can go to any store, any departmental store near the old town, and you can buy it over there as well. So the day pass will give you access to almost around 20 to 25 places which are
Okay.
within the old town itself. Old town is pretty small, very attractive, but pretty small. You can cover it within 1 day or two. And like I said, there are cathedrals, there are some museums, and one of the most famous attraction is the fortress. They call it a city walls. So from city walls, when you climb those walls, but one disclaimer, there are a lot of steps. If you are going to cover the entire city wall, there are more than 2,000 steps which you will have to climb up, climb down. So it's like a proper hike or trek, you can say. But we, I think, covered around 1,000 or 1,100 steps. We covered half of the city walls, from which the views are excellent. So you get the whole view of Old Town. You get the view of the ocean. It's very much recommendable for people who can, climb those many steps.
So is this a guided tour, or when you say a day pass, is it like you have to explore by yourself and it's like an entry ticket for all the spots?
Yes, it's a guide. It's not a guided tour. It's just an entry pass. So basically, you will get a map along with the
Okay.
pass, and then you can go through the map. Again, like I said, Old Town is a very small place. You can
Okay.
explore it on your own, unless now if you want, like to know about the place, their history in very detail, and then there are some guided tours available. Those are available on Gator Guide also, or there will be walking tours which like are pretty common in Europe. So you can join any walking which will cost you around 10, 15 euros or something. Just take the day pass. Important thing about a day pass is a day pass is active for 24 hours, not from
Okay.
the time you purchase it. From the time you use it for first time in
Oh,
any of these 20-25 places. So
okay.
in my case, we bought this passes around 11 a.m. in the morning. And why I'm telling the time is we activated it at around 12 noon, 12:30 for the city walls first. The guy recommended us, the departmental store guy recommended us to cover the city walls first. So we took that pass and we activated 12:30 because on next day I had booked one Game of Thrones walking tour, which I'll come to it later.
Yeah.
They take through all the Game of Thrones, locations. Now
Yeah.
that particular tour needs an access to one of the place which needs ticket, and that place is covered in your day pass. So to
Okay.
avoid spending again, plan your day pass starting time accordingly. Also, you get day pass for 5 days also, 3 days and 5 days also, if I'm not
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
So that is like we covered, as I said, we covered city walls. Then there is two, three. uh, museums inside Old Town. There is one oldest pharmacy which you can cover. So you can. There is one maritime museum which you can cover. So I would say there are top 6 7 attractions which you should try to cover in the Old Town. So this is how we spend the day. At the evening, we there is a ropeway, there is a cable car now, which takes you to a mountain, top of one hill,
Hmm.
from where you get to see the entire Old Town, the view of entire Old Town, and that is like too good. Everyone should do it. Try doing it in at the evening time. We also did it evening time around sunset time. We took the ropeway cable car
Hmm.
at 6 p.m. So that you can see the sunset and you can
Hmm.
spend some time over there at top of that hill. So this is how we covered our day two. It was like we covered pretty much everything in Dubrovnik on day two.
Tell me more about the Game of Thrones walking tour. I guess I am more interested in listening to that
Yeah,
because that is the main association of everyone, I guess, who has seen Game of Thrones, right?
correct.
Croatian Game of Thrones.
So the Game of Thrones tour was on next day. So I booked it from Get Your Guide. They will call you to a particular location inside the old town, and then they will take you. It is a 2 to 3 hour tour. They will take you through the shooting locations where the main scenes of Game of Thrones were shot. There, one of the shot which I remember is in the series Cersei threatening Littlefinger to kill him. There is a dialogue from Littlefinger. Littlefinger says, "Knowledge is power," and then Cersei calls in guards and they grab him, and she just walks around and says, "Power is power." And then she
Yeah.
releases him. So that is a very famous scene which people Game of Thrones fans will remember. So it was shot in one of the fort. The name of the fort is Lornik Fort. I might be spelling it wrong, but yes, it is one of the place for which we need the entry ticket, and it is covered in the day pass, which I was mentioning earlier. So that is one place. Then there is a another very prominent and famous location in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones fans again will recollect it. Is the Blackwater Bay. So
Yeah.
Blackwater Bay is where a lot of scenes were shot. There was again one scene where Cersei and Littlefinger were speaking with each other, and the shot has been taken from behind. So the back is facing to the camera. So in this guided tour, that person he asked us, you can maybe walk on that aisle. It's like a platform. You can walk onto the aisle. You stand there, and then I will take a picture of you. So what he did is he had the photographs of Game of Thrones with him, book,
Yeah.
which he used to show us that this was shot here, this was shot there. So he opened that particular photo of Cersei and Littlefinger standing, and we like me and my wife were standing in that place, and he just took the photo. So the half of the photo is that particular actual
Exact
image
replica.
of, yeah, exact replica, and we were standing. But it was fun. I mean, for people who have watched Game of Thrones, it's like a treat for them. The
Right.
Dubrovnik actually came to limelight because of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
so the guide told us that there were people, you won't believe, there are people actually who came and they're finding where is this place, Blackwater Bay. And then they came to know, no, there is no such place as Blackwater Bay. It was just one of the shot. There are also that is a very interesting tour. People should do it, whoever has seen it, because they will tell you how they do the editing and where this scene was shot, how it was edited. Then
Correct.
lot of other things. Then some other scenes as well. But these are the prominent two three scenes which I also remember as a Game of Thrones
Yeah.
fan from there.
Right.
And yeah, sorry, and another one biggest scene which everybody will know and will remember, not a great scene though, but Walk of Shame.
Yeah.
So that
Walk of
has
shame.
been Walk of Shame. Yeah. So Cersei's Walk of Shame. So
Yeah.
now that entire scene has been shot in Dubrovnik,
Yeah.
and Dubrovnik was closed for 7 days. because they had to shoot it in a very secretive environment
Yeah.
because of that sensitivity of that scene. And they had, I think, the guy was telling this story. It was they had shut this. They had asked shops to closed down for a week. HBO paid off their week's business to them in advance, some two times of that,
Good.
and then the scene was shot. That place is Jesuit Stairs. That place is called as Jesuit Stairs. It's in that it's a free thing. You don't need a ticket for it, but yeah, you will be easily able to identify and see. Again, the guide will show you the photos and
I,
then the place.
I guess I guess visiting Croatia makes more sense when you have seen the Game of Thrones, because there is a kind of
Absolutely.
association you develop with the place where it is shot, right?
Absolutely.
Uh,
There are some scenes shot in Split also, but they're
yeah,
less famous. The ones which were
yeah,
shot in Dubrovnik because it was King's Landing,
yeah.
that became very famous.
I
So
guess the
these
Song
are
of
the
Ice and
three,
Fire would be
four.
playing in the background the whole time you are in Dubrovnik.
Yeah, of course. I mean, now I have heard it was a like a bit of a shoulder season, but in peak seasons you will find freelance enthusiasts like we see in videos in Europe. You'll find a lot of enthusiasts with violins and guitars playing Game of
Yeah.
Thrones tune in the main places of that old town. So it's totally a vibe of Game of Thrones. Then there is another boat ride if you want to do, anyone wants to do. It's like this exact replica of the boat in which Daenerys Targaryen came, to
Okay.
King's Landing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like that dragon in the front of that boat. So it's an exact replica of that. You can do a tour of it. We didn't do it. It's a bit pricey. It's 40-50 euros, a bit expensive. But if someone is really enthusiast, then he can do that too.
Yeah. So I guess after I think if I visit Dubrovnik, my trip gets completed in my mind, right? So for me, I think that's the major highlight of the trip, which I would look up to, right? So I think you guys covered Split, Dubrovnik. So what's more in Croatia, which is like uh, worth covering, or you covered, and you would say ki this is more special than maybe Split and Dubrovnik, or was spectacular? What all other towns you covered in Croatia?
No, so basically, in Dubrovnik, there is another island, Lokrum Island, which you can cover. So
Okay.
basically, from mainland of Dubrovnik, main port of Dubrovnik, there will be a ferry, 20-30 minutes ferry will take you to the island. You can spend some time over there and then you can come back. There's a return ticket of around 35 euros. So that is one thing in Dubrovnik which you can do. We didn't do it because we had covered most of the things on our day two in Dubrovnik. It was a pretty exhaustive day. We had covered a lot of things, as Liza said, in the
Yeah.
old town. And then we did that cable car as well, which was the best part to see the view of the entire old town lit up at the night. That is one more attraction which you can do in Dubrovnik. On your question, other than Dubrovnik and Split, then no. I mean, like there will be places, but Dubrovnik is the highlight of
Yeah.
Croatia. Definitely, hands down. Not just the Game of Thrones, but the old town of Dubrovnik is simply uh, mesmerizing, amazing. It looks like a set has been put up. It's a movie set. It looks like it's a movie set, natural movie set. So you
Yeah.
don't need to, edit or do anything. If someone wants to shoot a film or short film over there, it is so scenic. So these are the top places according to me.
Yeah. So I guess that covers the Dubrovnik part. So from Dubrovnik, you guys went to which town next in Croatia?
So Dubrovnik, the next day after this Old Town tour, next day, like I said, in the morning we had Game of Thrones tour, and then in the evening we took a bus to a small town, very less popular. People who come to Croatia also, they might also not know it. It is known as Makarska, and it is a very quiet town. I just went there because I thought we'll just relax, chill for a day or two. So we actually stayed there for 3 nights. It was not 3 nights actually. We on the first day actually we reached there at night around
Yeah.
9 p.m. So it was
Correct.
almost the end of the day, so nothing can't be counted. So we were there for 2 nights over there. We just relaxed there a bit and we just unwound and then strolled on the beaches, walked around the beaches of Makarska. It's a small town. You can take a walk on the streets, their marketplace, and basically it's town only to relax over there.
It's
There
like
are a
that
couple.
sunny summer holiday in Europe feeling.
Yes, sunny summer holiday in Europe. But unfortunately for us, the day which we were in the days when we were in Makarska, it was raining a bit. Half of the
Okay.
day it was raining, although not very heavy, but drizzles. So at that time you don't get that summer feeling.
Yeah.
That is one thing I noted. Sometimes which can happen in
Yeah.
September and October both. And
Yeah.
if you don't want that, if you want a proper summer, then you don't have an option to
Yeah.
go to Croatia in July and August, June, July, August. But yeah, that was a relaxing place. There are 2, 3 attractions which someone can cover in Makarasta as well. There is a blue horn. This called as the blue horn beach or something. It is in the shape of a horn. Um, but we didn't go there because it was kind of again an island hopping tour,
Okay.
which we had already done in Split, so we are not very keen on doing it. And also, I think due to climatic conditions, it might would have got cancelled also. So I'm not pretty sure,
Yeah.
but we didn't
Correct.
opt for it. Then there is a transparent floor skywalk, which is at the outskirts of Makarska, from where you get a very great view of the mountains and a sea ocean. Can do that as well. But again, we skipped it, and even I think that is also dependent on climate. So these are a couple of things, but apart from that, Makarska is more for just to chill and relax.
Right. So you spent 2 nights in Makarska, right?
Yeah.
So this was the last destination, or you there was
Last
from
destination we came to Zagreb
from
because our flight
Makarska?
was from Zagreb, from
Yeah.
Makarska.
Yeah.
Again, a bus journey of close to, and now that is the biggest actual journey because it will take you around 6 hours. So 6 hours you can easily spend. And we came second last day to Zagreb. Um we didn't cover anything as such in Zagreb because, as I said, there was nothing, not
Yeah.
that great to cover over there. We just had a nice dinner in an Indian restaurant because we quite kind of bored of having pizzas and pasta because Croatian food is very much influenced by Italy. So you'll
Yeah.
find a lot of pizzas and pastas and risottos over there.
Yeah.
So we had a nice Indian dinner in Zagreb. That was our last night, and the next day we had our flight off to Mumbai.
Yeah.